Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you the part 2 of this our corset gown that we're already making. I already posted a tutorial of how you can cut it step by step. So the next thing we are doing right now is tutorial on how to sew it. So we are going to join these two pieces together step by step. Just follow this tutorial and watch how I'll be joining, how I'll be doing it one after the other. So you are going to place right side facing right side. As you can see, I already added my ST on it. So you are going to place it like so and join it as it. So guys, in the part 1 of this tutorial, I said the down part of the flare of the skirt of the gown rather is going to have tail. So this is the tail I'm cutting right now. I don't want to forget to do that. And if you look very well, you can see that one side of the tail have ATRG. Can you see? So if it happens like this is what I always do. I will just trim this a little bit. I'll just trim the side that does not have ATRG a little bit. Then I will now cut ATRG to complement it, just to make sure that it's equal. Then I will now cut it tidy. I will now sew it. You have to sew it in a way that it will not show that you had anything to it. You understand? It will not show you. And after sewing it, you top stitch it. So that is that about the tail aspect. Now, here is my back piece. So I'm quickly going to go ahead and turn the back. I will use lining to turn the back as well. I will use lining to turn the down part of the gown as well as the down part, the back and the front down part. I'm going to use lining to turn both before we move to the next step. So guys, still in the mood of turning all the pieces. This is the down part. We are going to turn it just like I said earlier. You first stitch down the lining at the down part before you place it on your main fabric. Then we are going to turn it. After turning it, we are going to take it for ironing and press it. So this is it after I already turn it with lining. Can you see how it looks like? This is how it's going to look like. Here is how it's going to look like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to place it on top of each other like so, just the way you see me doing in this video. Place it right side facing right side. Place it right side facing right side. So I'm going to, from the waistline area, I'm going to measure 12. I'm going to measure 12 for the zip at the down part. The space I'll be leaving for the zip at the down part. So I will leave 12. Then after that, don't forget that we are going to be putting tail at the down part. So here is the half length of the back piece. I already turned that too with lining, as you can see. And this is the tail as well. I already turned it with lining. So I'm going to go ahead now and measure the length of the tail. I'm going to measure the length of the tail. So after measuring the length of, so I will know how many inch I'm going to leave for the, so I will know how many inch I'm to leave for the down part. So I'm going to measure here. This is what I always do and it works well for me. So here I have 29. So I'm going to leave 29 inch at the down part. I'm going to leave 29 inch. So if can you see now? So after leaving, this is all it remains. So we are sewing only this place that I'm touching. That's where we are going to sew at the back of it. And at the end of the day, we are going to like join this one. So that is that about the back piece. That is that about. Now if you want to join your back piece, if you want to join your back piece together in a very neat way, all you need to do is to go ahead and take your darts for the half length. I'm not going to be putting that on this down part. No, I'm not going to be putting that, but let's assume that I want to put that. This is how I always do it. I'll measure the same thing for the down part and the front and the half length. I'm going to be using the same dart so that it will be equal. But this particular dress, I will not be using that for the down part of the gown. I will be putting that only on the half length. So if you are putting that for this one now, I use half inch 5 by 5. That is what I use for the darts aspect. 5 by 5. I hope you can see that. So I'll bring it back when I'm done taking the darts. Then I'll show you what is the next step to take. Here is our cover for the bra cup that we make earlier. Here is it. I already iron it, as you can see. So the next thing we are going to do now is to sew our cover for the bra cup with the bra cup. So just watch how I'm going to sew it step by step. So after you are done sewing it, you can trim off the excess, and when you are trimming it off, please make sure that you don't trim it to the exact bra cup. Make sure that you leave at least cut out an inch of the main fabric. And here is the corset body. This is the front. Here is the corset body, the main fabric. So the same way I cut the main fabric, the same way we cut the lining as well. And for the lining as well, I added ST to it. So after you are done with that, fold it the way you see me doing in this video and notch the center part. Yes, notch the center part of your corset. So after notching the center part, we are going to go ahead and sew the bra cup with it. Just watch step by step guide on how I'm doing it. If you follow this step by step, don't worry, you are not going to have any issue at the end of the day. So place it, make sure that the joining fall at the place we just notched, because you are going to be sewing from one side to the other side. You are going to start from the middle. So you start from the middle, you sew it from the middle to the right side, then you start again from the middle to the left side. That one will be better. So let's quickly do that. If you are beginners watching this tutorial, I will advise you to first use your pin to pin it down, just the way you see me doing in this video. Before you go to your machine, pin it down. If there is any mistake, you can quickly do adjustments before sewing it. So after pinning it down, the next thing I did was to come to my machine and sew it down, just the way you see me doing in this video. So guys, this is it after I'm done sewing it. This is what it looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to trim off all the excess. So this is what I always do. I'm going to fold it like so, just the way you see me doing, like I said. So I will fold it, then I will trim off all the place that is not equal. Can you see? So I'll just trim this. I'll just cut it a little bit straight. Then I'll, at the center part as well is not straight, I'll trim that off. So now to the lining. Here is our lining. So you are going to cut your bony and sew it straight down on your lining. I believe we know how to do this one. So you are going to mark out where you want to sew your bony. And as you can see, the boning is sewed on the lining at the wrong side where we added our ST. That is where it is. So another thing is that when you are sewing your boning, make sure that it does not reach the under bust, like does not reach where you are going to be sewing your bra. You are going to be lining it. Make sure that it does not reach that side. Leave at least half of an inch at the under bust area and at the down part as well, at the down part of the lining. Whether if you are making it on the lining or you are sewing it on the main fabric, make sure that you leave at least half of an inch on those sides that I just mentioned. So this is how you're going to, you know how many steps you want to do, right? So that is that about the lining aspect. So the next thing we are doing now, I already take my darts for the half length body. I already take my darts. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the down parts and the back piece and the half length together. So if you want to join it very neat, it's very simple. You know, we already turn the down part of our fabric. We already turn it, right? So the next thing you are going to do is that you should lose it a little bit. Lose the side of the down part of your gown a little bit. That is if you already turn it. Lose it a little bit, like 1 inch is okay. So after that, you are going to place the half length right side, facing the right side of this fabric I'm losing. I'll show you that. So guys, just to watch how I'm going to do it. I will advise you to iron your clothes before you do this. Make sure that you iron the back, half length, iron everything, then you place it like so. So after placing it, if you are beginners, then you can go ahead and pin the half length of the back piece with just only the fabric. Don't pin it with the lining, please. Don't pin it with the lining, only the fabric. So pin it together. Pin it together as shown. So after you pin it, then you are going to turn. We are going to turn you can, after pinning it, turn this one. I just want to turn the lining, just to wash it. Turn the lining like so. Turn it to just watch how I'm turning it. Can you see? So after doing it this way, then we go to our machine and we'll go and stitch it straight down like so. Let's quickly go to the machine and do that. So this is it. So you are going to just make sure that the lining is up like so. Then we are going to stitch it. After stitching it, you will see how it looks like. Can you see that? So after sewing it this way, I'm going to go ahead now and turn it. I will now turn it to the right side. So this is it after turning it. Can you see? This is what it's going to look like. If you don't want that at the half length to show, that is another tutorial entirely. I can do another tutorial on how you can sew it that even that on the half length will not show. So this is it. this is another way of doing it. Can you see the first way? This one, you just join it together, you don't need to turn it in. But if you do it this way, you will need to weave the inside. You will need to weave the inside, but I think I prefer this one that is it is so inseam. Everything was so inside. So I will go ahead and go and do what I explained earlier concerning the zip side. So I will go ahead and take my sew the down part